Hey Brian, what are you doing?
Wrapping my mom's birthday present.
What are you having for dinner?
Hadn't really thought about it. Why?
I think we should have tuna fish.
Tuna fish.
Yeah, anchovies too.
Anchovies. I didn't know you liked anchovies.
I do now.
Anything else you'd like to tell me?
Petting zoo.
The petting zoo.
Lots of fun.
Lots of fun. You know what else is lots of fun?
Why?
Well, hello there. What's your name? Who invited you to my party? Dressed up like that. It's time to go. You better get out of my house. You gotta go. You gotta go. Only the party people. You gotta go. I don't think you heard me. Get out of my house.
Wark.
Eric and Suki in the shower. Tommy looks bad and drag. Eric and Suki in a bed in the woods.
Alcide goes knocking on the door when he says he wouldn't go knock on the door.
Lafayette is like channeling the sexy black blouse lady.
Marnie says, shit, only one vampire died.
Andy's getting turned on by a pile of multi-meal vampire.
Jason says, yes, Jessica, fuck me and bite me at the same time. Yes.
Jessica breaks up with Hoyt. Jessica breaks up with Hoyt again. Jessica goes and tries to fuck Jason. Jessica tries to go to fuck Jason again.
There's snow in the shower.
Oh, hi, I'm Brian.
Oh. I'm Andy. Hello.
This is Bloodwork at campblood.org. So
Lots of things happened tonight.
a lot of things happened. We're kind of reeling a little bit.
You know, just pick a number. It happened.
It happened. Especially 69. Suki and Eric had their shower scene, which was the big scene from the book.
Which happened to be a magical wardrobe that transported them into a forest, a snowy forest.
They had sex in Narnia! The lion, the witch, the wardrobe, the bed, the vampire, and the fairy. And the fur merkin. It was kind of hilarious.
I don't know where did that come from? Like, did she somehow transport them to fairyland?
I think like the combination of their bloods being crossed was like this magic. It was like, you've got your peanut butter and chocolate, you've got your chocolate and my peanut butter. Oh!
I almost wanted to see, like, you know, Claude or somebody like peeking in on them because it was like it was just like how the fairy world looked.
I wonder if they ever got that shower in though. I wonder if they ever got a chance to shampoo their business.
Gotta get some soap up in there.
I would hope so.
And then Jess comes home and she's like, I gotta, and I was like, you know you didn't. And she was like, oh, I have to. And then you think she kills him, but then she didn't.
Right. So we saw Hoyt and Jessica break up twice. And once was her fantasy dream version of it. And once was the actual version. They were very different, and it was kind of brilliant, actually.
Because it was also what we expected to see first, sort of.
Yeah.
I think most of us expected something like that to happen, and then something completely different.
Yeah, for better or for worse. It was pretty clever. Pretty clever. I like that in both versions he was watching Oddities, that show
the
about
mummified cat,
and then she goes to Jason because he saved her. He was, of course,
logical reason to go there.
And he stands up for Hoyt, and he's like, "Get your gorgeousness away from me." And, good for you, Jason.
Sticking up for your first grade buddy.
Bros before
hoes. But
she's not a hoe.
But she said, I don't think I'm a one-woman vampire or one-man vampire. She said that.
She did.
And you know, hoes ain't bad. We love hoes too.
We love hoes. So meanwhile, in Shifterville, we've got Sam and Luna, and then we've got Tommy and Maxine.
Tommy, you do not look good in Maxine fashion.
It's not a good look for you, Tommy. No. You need a little higher heel.
A little too heavy on the eyeliner.
A little too heavy on the garage door eyeliner or eyeshadow.
But you struck up a deal with that.
A bad deal.
You struck up a really bad deal, but at least it's a it wasn't even your deal to make anyway, so I guess you got to check in your greedy little paws. Right?
The scene with Arlene, with them ordering from Arlene, was hilarious. Hilarious.
What was that? I want 2 beers, 2 shots of tequila,
And some wings.
Sam Merlot. I want that shit that Sam Merlot keeps only for himself because he's selfish.
I want Sam Succotash, and I want some range dressing. Alcide, Debbie, boring. Oh.
But I think they're setting up next season. Are we going to talk about that?
Oh, yeah, so this week they officially announced season 5, even though we kind of knew it was going to happen anyway. And the main plot line of the 5th book, which they did say it will be based on, is about shifters being shot. If I'm
Targeted.
Yeah, sniped, if I'm not completely mistaken.
Yep.
And how hilarious was it when Debbie and Alcide were talking, and Debbie says, quote, "It's a miracle I'm not dead."
Oh.
Which
it kinda
it
is.
is, actually, because you should have been killed in the last season.
So we'll see. You're just going to die later.
We shall see, Bichon Frise.
I think so. We have to talk about Bill because he is the man now.
Okay, Bill did a great job on the TV. That was pretty good.
Yeah.
Glamoring the newswoman, and he looked good. Then he was nice to Sookie and Eric. I think he was very cordial.
And thank God Bill was there when Pam was about to kick little Tara's ass.
So that's a good thing. He stood up for her. Maybe she will. I think she's going to start to. That's going to be her key.
It's
That
going to be her wake-up call.
that vampires aren't all bad, and she's going to have the conscience, and she's going to be the one to stand up to Marnie, and blah 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 blah. Speaking of which, Lafayette.
He vacuum cleanered up the 1920s? What do you think that was? 30s?
20s, 30s.
I don't know, but apparently...
Named Mavis.
Yeah. And that was her doll.
Her doll. She bought the doll. She saved up all her money. And she had a baby with a white man, an Irishman.
Who was married
Sounded like he was
already.
married, and he killed the baby from the sounds of it?
Yeah, that's what it sounded. That's what it
Fucked
seemed
up.
like. So she wants that other baby.
Nelson Ellis did a gorgeous job of adjusting his tea.
My shoes.
It made me wonder if she knew where the Bellflower Mansion was.
Well, I think she's connected to that doll, and then maybe that's how she knows
drew
where.
her. Well, I'm wondering if maybe she has a connection to the Bellfleurs, or who was the father of her baby?
We still don't really know, but the doll is connected to that ghost, and that's why.
Right.
And she misses her baby, so
Right.
we understand what's going on
Right.
finally.
So all
that's
the
good.
stuff where we thought that Renee or someone else was messing with Arlene, no, it was not your baby. It was
Yeah.
her saying not your baby because it's her. She thinks it's her baby. I think she's behind all of it.
So Tara, what do you know? Why did Bill save you? Why don't you share with the rest of us? Was it because?
Did you bring it up for the whole class, Tara?
Is it because you've been savaged by vampires and he wants to try to reprimand the damages? Is it because you just want a cookie? Is it because...
Eat a cookie. Is it because he knows Sookie's her best friend? And he doesn't want to kill Sookie. He still wants to stay in Sookie's
That's
good
what I
graces.
think.
But I do love that Pam said, "This is so fucking lame," when Bill spared Tara. Exactly the way that Sookie said, "How fucking lame," when she found out she was a fairy. So I think the official
That's
the official
mantra.
theme, of True Blood is how fucking lame. I think the other theme would be I am no lady. Lafayette is no lady, but yet he's a lady. Tommy Mickens is no lady.
He ain't no lady and no gentleman.
And yet he's a lady. And Antonia is no lady.
No.
She said, "I'm a peasant.
And I'm proud of it.
Peasant and proud." That whole graveyard kerfuffle.
And wait, where did that bullet... So that just, like, crazy lame bullet that hit Sookie in the abdomen, like, who shot it?
Who shot her?
It wasn't... You thought it was Debbie.
I thought it was Debbie, but she was still a wolf.
You can't hold a gun with paws.
She'd be like, "Ooh, ooh." I didn't see a red dot in her tummy. And who was walking around with a gun earlier in the episode?
Ooh.
Lafayette. I'm not saying anything.
It's like Clue. Who did it, bitches? Who did it?
I hated her so much. Did Marnie curse Eric again? Why would anybody want to kill him twice?
Marnie turned Eric into her little pet.
Her little lap dog. I think she just hated his hair as much as I did. She was like, no, it's not a good look, Eric. Not a good look.
My witch slap is Alcide, because you. Okay, I'm going to witch slap your tight white little ass, and say, God damn it, you just said, I'm not going anywhere near vampires. I'm not going to go anywhere near Suki. I'm done. I'm just a ding dong. So what? You're going against your pack, your oath. You're going against your promise.
No, Tara, come on. You try to pretend to be like, oh, I just don't want to have anything to do with this. I want to be out of all this. And then you align with this psycho bitch who's killing people. Like, no. If you keep running after danger, danger will keep following you.
Danger's gonna find you,
you should have walked out. Go back to New Orleans. Go back to New Orleans and live with Naomi and, you know, start a book club and, like, get a cat and, like, start going to, like, you know, WNBA games and the dinosaur. Suki. So this guy who's all like bleeding from the neck starts yelling at you in Swedish.
The first reflection slogan.
Right. He was either asking for more lingonberry jam or like, I want to drink your blood, fairy hot chick. And
That's
so you're like, oh, actually, I happen to have some like hot fairy blood right here. Would you? Oh, do you want? And then he's like, okay, I stopped. Do you want some? She's like, oh, I really should. Oh,
Whatever.
no.
And she's like,
Suki, come on. Okay, I know he's cute.
you were eating that
He
out.
speaks another language. No, there's a war going on. There's crazy shit happening. It's gonna fuck up your thinking. And look what happens. You end up banging in a snow globe. That's all I'm saying. So, this week's witch bucket comes from Heather P.
What a great last name. P.
I knew a P. Heather, are you from the Connecticut P's?
Are you a princess and the P?
If you could have True Blood mimic one storyline from another fantasy horror movie, what would it be and why?
Well, I'm a huge fan of the whole like dream sequences. Well, the whole Jessica like imagining that she was killing Hoyt, or like the whole like Sam imagining he was having sex with Bill, or the whole, which is still my favorite ever. It would be amazing to have somebody toying with those dreams and terrorizing people, like the Nightmare on Elm Street genre. How amazing would that be?
Or Dreamscape.
Or Dreamscape, because anything can happen.
Dreams.
I astral
come
project
true.
every night, so what can I say?
Oh, is that what we're calling it now? I would probably pick the haunted house genre. While they are introducing ghosts into this season, they're not doing haunted houses. They're doing possessions, which are kind of different. So I would love to see like a poltergeist, or a Legend of Hell House, Haunting of Hell House, The Haunting, something where there's a, like the Bellflower Mansion.
Amityville Horror.
Amityville Horror, you know, something where there's a haunted place. When Hoyt and Jessica moved into their new house, I thought that it was going to be a haunted house because of the doll at the end of last season, and it didn't end up being a haunted house. It's a great question, because they are borrowing from other kinds of horror and fantasy.
It's true.
And they're probably going to do more of it, so we'll see. We'll see what they do. So thank you, Heather. Now we're going to write down with whom we would like to do bad things. Go.
What's that?
Jason.
Jason!
Oh, wait a minute. Come on.
We both did a Jason.
We both did Jason like the first episode of the season, too.
I'm sorry.
Jason, stop being so fucking hot. Now we know why Jason is in such great shape, because whenever something happens that he can't understand,
It's
he starts
push-ups.
doing push-ups. So now we
Maybe
know
I
how
should-
many things go on in his life that he does not understand, that he'd be in that good shape, okay?
You had me at bite me and beat me at the same time.
Wark! Andy, what would you rate this episode? In 10 words or less.
9. I'll give it a 9.
Why?
because so much happened. So much that it really propelled the story forward. It was extremely entertaining. Although I'm still waiting for those fairies to come back.
I know.
That was like, where did they go?
Let's be honest. Okay, what happened to her nephew, who was also clairvoyant?
Hattie?
Hadley? Where's Hadley? And I was thinking I would give this episode a 9 too, because I think it's one of my favorites of the season so far. I think what they did with Jason, with Jason, Jessica, and Hoyt was inspired. And at the same time, I was laughing a lot. Lafayette, Nelson, girl. Jesus, you in danger, girl. I will say Eric is getting a little on my nerves at this point. I'm sorry. He's a little castrated for my taste.
I much more enjoyed the playful Eric, like running around and being happy and joyous, and it's more
when he
like
was drunk.
When he was drunk, basically.
Andy likes him drunk.
What can I say? I like
happy to oblige, darling. And it's not just that things are happening. Like, we're not that, like, ADD and boring. But it's that things are happening that are interesting. Between the two of us, it's an average of a 9, which I think is the high.
That's the high of the season.
And nothing even that big happened. And the fact that we haven't even mentioned the fact that Sookie got shot in the stomach until now.
Oh.
I mean, like, that was, I guess, the big moment of the show. But
we know she's going to survive.
Well, hello.
But
the fact that everything else was so well done that that's not even our first thing to talk about. And it says something about the writing and about the direction and the acting. It was tight.
Okay, so that's all we got.
That is all we have for this week. It was a good episode. We hope you guys
I'm
enjoyed
be thinking about it all week
as much as we did. If you're gonna have sex in the snow, make sure to bring some mittens, and a bed, and a fur throw.
Fur merkin.
A fur merkin. Thanks for joining us.
Bye.
Bark.